So after seeing Bros, I went and saw Smile. Boy oh boy, with this fucking movie. Um, this is another one of those weird ones where I did not get a trailer for this one time during all the times I've been at the movie theaters in like the past few months. I have no idea how that's possible. I've seen a lot of horror movies in between then, but still, I never got a fucking trailer for this one bit. I'd heard about it, I knew of it, and I'd seen like pictures of it. Like I'm like, what the fuck is this thing? But I just never got a trailer for it. And I did watch the trailer before I saw the movie, and I was like, "Wow, that looks interesting." I was like, "Oh, that looks really interesting." It looks like a movie that could be good or bad, but it's getting good reviews, so there you go. Um, well, one thing I could say, it's better than Jeepers Creepers 3, The Reborn, or Jeepers Creepers Reborn. I mean, I should put that on a box cover. Better than Jeepers Creepers Reborn. It might sound like that's like a backhanded compliment, but in reality, it is a really good movie. It is a really I love the fucking. I really did like this movie a lot. I did like this movie a lot. It is fucking creepy and unsettling. This movie is really creepy and unsettling to watch. Um, it's like it is a movie that is reminds you of a lot of things. Reminded me of a lot of things, but I thought this movie did a lot of things that other movies did a lot better. Like this movie is like kind of like the best way to describe it is like if you mix parts of It Follows with The Ring. But again, I'm not a biggest fan of either of those movies, especially It Follows. I thought that was one of the most overrated pieces of shit in like a long damn time. I thought this movie was better than It Follows, and even The Ring. I but like I said, it handles a lot of even the same subject matter better. I feel even more unsettling. It's really some fucking disturbing shit in this movie that just like kept me on edge of my fucking seat. The main thing I really will give credit with this movie as far as is the performance of the main actress who was played by who the fuck was her name? I forget what her name was. I'm looking this up real quick because I can't remember what her name was. Susie Bacon. I've never seen her in a movie before, but good God, was she great in this fucking movie. This has been a great year as far as performances in horror movies. Between this, Pearl was the other fucking movie. I can't remember off the top of my head, but there's been like some great fucking performances this past year as far as horror movies. And this is another fucking one. Kevin Bacon, or not Kevin Bacon, not Kevin Bacon. Ethan Hawke in The Black Phone was another one. This her performance of like a person, she's this character who is a psychiatrist who as a child her mom killed herself, and she was kind of like left with her mom who was like a mentally ill person who ended up her mom ended up killing herself, and she kind of it's kind of hinted that she could have prevented something or got her some help, but she didn't. And so she's lived with this trauma throughout her life, and then while she's a therapist, emergency therapist for a hospital, she fucking this patient comes in who's like wigging out because she's seeing visions of something that is smiling at her. Hence the movie tense, and like she thinks she's about to die or something like that. And then while she's in her care talking to this girl, she ends up freaking out, seeing a vision of this thing, and then end up killing herself. So, she's dealing with this trauma of that, and then she starts finding all these information about this fucking curse that involves people smiling right before somebody dies, and then passing on a curse and shit like that. And it's like a slow descent into madness. This poor woman, like, who's dealt with some shit in her life, and now she is like descending into madness. Everybody thinks she's fucking crazy because she even had a therapist at one point, and like everybody is like kind of an asshole to her. I'll get in that in a minute, more about that in a minute, but uh you feel for this girl. You really feel for this girl, and like her like slow descent into madness it's horrifying. You just like it's just hard to watch. It really is hard to watch. Her performance is that good. It's really that fucking good. Um, and like you're rooting for this poor girl. Like goddamn, like you feel for her. Um, the movie's really goddamn unsettling. It really is unsettling. There's just some shit like with the fucking smile, people smiling, obviously creepy. That's one thing. Uh, there was that birthday party scene. I knew something was gonna happen, and I was just like sitting there. And then when it did, I'm just like fucking like about pulling my fucking hair out. I'm just so stressed out watching that fucking scene. I don't know what made it. That scene made me fucking so stressed out watching it. There's multiple times when I've watched this movie, I was kind of stressed the fuck out. It's that kind of fucking movie. It's like, holy shit. Like, that shows the effect that how good this movie is. Like, it does a good job. Like, you give a shit about this character so much when bad shit keeps happening to her. You really are just like fucking stressed out. I did laugh that the main doctor or the this is a kind of a side note. The doctor that head of the hospital is played by Cal Penn, and his name is Doctor Desai. That was my that was the name of my doctor pediatrician when I was a little kid. That's fucking hilarious. And he's all right in the movie. He's actually playing a straight character. Not playing a comedic character in any way. I really enjoyed the hell out of this movie. Like I said, the atmosphere, it had tension, like everything about this movie was really fucking good. Like really solid. There is one flaw with this movie though. There is one flaw with this movie that doesn't make this movie like a great fucking movie, and that is the side characters, and in particular how they kind of react to mental illness in this movie. Listen, there's multiple characters in this fucking movie where they just call they're like when the girl has her patient get killed. Her patient dies in front of her, commits suicide. The police come to her. And one of the police officers is like her boyfriend, or like former boyfriend. It never really is explained, but they're talking to her, and they're like, "Oh, this girl just sounded like a total head case, like a total wacko." I'm like, dude, like she killed herself. Like you don't know much about her fucking story. Like, and there's multiple times where they're just calling characters like people that are like have mental illnesses, obvious mental illness, wackos, crazies, lunatics. I'm like, dude, like these are not exactly the most likable side characters I've ever fucking seen in a movie. Like I maybe even feel more for the fucking character even more. I know that's like you can make the argument that well that's kind of like real life. We don't really take mental illness seriously. But still, fuck movie. Like, damn. It kind of seems almost a little counterproductive when you do shit like that. And you have characters like I said, those cops were reminding, like, her sister's even about as worse. Like, almost even fucking horrible. Just as horrible. Like, even before, like, there's an event that happens where you can understand why she don't want her sister around her or her son, and there's something that happens. But even before that, she's kind of a fucking horrible person. Like, goddamn. And then her boyfriend even becomes kind of like instead of becoming trying to like listen to her, she kind of like, yeah, obviously she's kind of talking crazy talk, but he kind of becomes more of a dick really quickly over time, very quickly when things start escalating. It's like, goddamn, like, what the hell? Like, they're almost some of these characters like they're just really not likable. Like side characters other than her are likable, and that is kind of a problem. I don't know if I'm the only one who had that problem. Somebody in the comments tell me, but it didn't kill the movie for me completely. I still liked the fucking movie. Like I say, I just didn't think if some of the side characters would have been better and how they kind of talked about mental illness a little bit better. Maybe this movie would be. I would have given this movie a little bit higher rating. Also, some of the CGI. There's a dream sequence where somebody rips off their face. It looks pretty bad, although not as bad as fucking Jeepers Creepers Reborn. It's better CGI than that. But there's some towards the end that are a little bit better than that. it does get a little better. There's some CGI fire, and it's a little questionable. It seems like horror movies never can figure out CGI fire at all. Other than that, I really do recommend the movie. It is a really good movie. It's a really unsettling sit to watch. Um, Man, like especially like the main girl fucking carried this fucking thing, and her alone is why I recommend the movie. Just her performance, like goddamn, I really did like this movie. Like I said, even though I complain about the side characters, I can give it a pass. Like I still can recommend it. If the overall movie was still very good. Um, yeah, so that's as far as reviews this week go. I do want to update. So next weekend is Lyle Lyle Crocodile in Amsterdam, and something else called Don't Look at the Demon or some shit like that. I don't fucking know. I don't know. Another one of those movies. I have no idea what the fuck it is. It's starring Fiona Dorff, so maybe it won't be that bad. Um, like what is it called? Don't look at the demon. I have no idea, never heard of it, but apparently it's coming to our theater along with Lyle Lyle Crocodile in Amsterdam. So that'll be another horror movie I'll be adding to my list. And also, apparently there's a VHS 99. I'm going to review VHS 94, which I didn't see that came out last year. But there's apparently a VHS 99 coming out this year too, so I'm going to review that too. Get when I get a chance. And until then, I will talk to you guys later.